Hi guys, welcome back to the new video on our channel. In this one, I'm going to create a program in C++ language which is going to find out the greatest one among four different numbers. So with that said, let's get started. So first of all, I'm simply gonna include some libraries. So hash include iostream, the one we should be including every time, right? And then I'm gonna use using namespace std right up here. And now I'm just gonna simply create our main function here, integer main, and then we're gonna create body for it. So now here's the deal. First of all, I simply have to initialize four different variables with different values. That shouldn't be same because we will be having different numbers, and then we will be finding out the greatest one among them. So let's get started. I want to name the first variable as num1, integer num1 equals to suppose 5, integer num2 equals to 10, and the third one is integer num3 equals to suppose 100, and we have the fourth one, integer num4 equals to suppose 0, because that's also an integer. Now here I'm going to use if else statements here, right? And through those conditional statements I can simply determine the greatest number. You always can change these values, it will never matter. So let's get started. I'm going to use if statement here. So if num1 is greater than num2, if the first number is greater than the second one, and then I'll be using and logical operator here, and num1 is also greater than num2, and num1 is also greater than num4, then that means prompt the user that the greatest one is the greatest integer, and then just simply I have to pass that variable right up here, which should be num1. So what does it mean? I have simply declared or initialized four variables, they're having different values. Then I simply use if statement here, that if the first number is greater than the second one and the first number is also greater than the third one, here I have to put num3, alright? If the first number is also greater than the third one and num1, I mean the first number is also greater than the fourth one, then that means num1 is the greatest among all of them. That is it. Now we're gonna do the same process with the num2 here. Now I'm checking that if num2 is the greatest one, so I can simply copy this block of code and just paste it right up here, and just I have to change them into else if. So else if num2 is greater than num1 and num2 is greater than num3 and num2 is greater than num4. So now we're checking the second number, if that's the greatest, if second number is greater than the first one and the second is also greater than the third one, and also the second is if that is greater than the fourth one, then that means num2 is the greatest number among all of them. So then I can simply copy this block of code again, and I'm gonna do that for the third number right now. So if num3 is greater than the first number, and if the third number is also greater than the second one, and if the third number is also greater than the last one, I mean the fourth one, then that means num3, which represents the third number, is the greatest here. And then I can simply use else statement here. Else if none of these conditions evolves to true, then that means fourth one is the greatest. So simply tell the user, let me copy this line here, and now I'll simply pass here num4 So that's it. So return 0. Let me put C over here. So that is it, guys. I hope that this is clear. That is the code for determining the greatest number among four different values. So now let's compile this program and see if we are getting any errors. If I have done any mistakes, the compiler is gonna tell me. So let's compile the program. You can also use F9 for this purpose here. I'm using div C++ as of now because I get a lot of comments, people asking me that what IDE am I really using. So I'm using div C++ and you can easily download it right from Google. So now I've simply compiled the program, and as you can see down here I've got 0 errors and 0 warnings, so that means everything is going well. So let me run the program and see if that's really working. So as you can see right up on my screen that the greatest integer is 100, which is absolutely true. As you can see, these 4 variables, we have different values, and you can see with your own eyes that the greatest one is the 100, which is num3, which is stored in the third variable, num3 variable. So now let's change these values. Suppose I put 500 over here, and now let me recompile the program and let's see if that's really working. So now let me run it once more. As you can see on the screen that the greatest integer is now 500. That's it. You can also put negative numbers over here. That shouldn't be considered as the is the greatest one. There should be no problem. So let me recompile it. We've got 0 errors. Let me run it, and now as you can see right up on my screen that the greatest number is still 500. So that's how you can determine, or you can find out, the greatest one among 4 different values, 4 different numbers. Now the question arises, can I also increase these values? Of course you can, but keep in mind that you will have to also increase the number of time that you are using else if statements here. You will have to increase these lines again. You will have to increase else if statement each time you increase these values here. So that is it. I hope that this is clear, and if you have got any questions concerning this program, you can always ask in comments and I'm going to reply you. And one more thing, that if you have any problem anywhere in C++, you can always comment down below, and if you have any requests concerning some small programs, you can always ask for, and I'm going to create videos right for you. So that was all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for taking your time to watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.